Hello. Hi.
Hello.
I think I lost Gina. I don't know how. I was just Gina was just here, and I didn't accidentally.
No, you let her in. She's obviously dropped somewhere. She'll be back.
I was like, "Ow, you troublemaker." Good to see you guys. We've got loads of things to get through today. I've just been showing Heather something really interesting that I think you guys are going to like a lot, which is part of the new training coming up, which is still in the works, but I think probably within the next week, definitely the next 2 weeks, it's going to be available. Gina's definitely not there. Okay, so I think we will get started. I know she has some sticking internet issues. Yeah, we'll get started because I've got lots to get through, and if anyone's got any questions, we can go through those too. So exciting things. I will probably go, let's do dōTERRA for Life first, because the latest module is now available, which is a really lovely module. I'm just going to do screen share with you guys. Cool. Okay, so hopefully you, oh, there she is. Hopefully you can see my screen. And this month we've got character. We are
number 11.
On number 11. There is only one more dōTERRA for Life module to complete the series at the moment, but then next year we're going to be adding some more good stuff to this. And oh, we've got people in and out here. More good stuff to this, and I think you're really going to like what's coming up. So let's just go through the character module. Basically, as always, guys, you've got your mini book. So we did a mini book on values, you know, character values and of your character and things like that. So as always, you've got the customizable template there. And as always, this is also building on the oils, building up and adding on to previous modules. And basically we've got our normal stuff in there, so lots of things for you to value. And it's like about, I liked this book about values because it was really about self-care.
Yeah, a lot of boundaries, like value your own time and value your space and your self-care. So yeah, given the boundaries.
Absolutely. So it's a lovely little book, this one. So go and check that out. And I'm really glad you put the dry shampoo in there.
Yeah,
because
yes,
like everyone needs that in their life. So we've got dry shampoo in there, which we've not had before.
And we don't really get dry shampoo over here, and if you do find it, it's extortionately priced.
Yeah,
so it's so much easier to make your own. And then you know what it is.
Super excited about that. Okay, so then moving along, we've got our dōTERRA for Character presentation. So again, this is just the normal presentation that we give you that you can go away, customize, edit to whatever you like. We've got Susan Jeffers in there. She was your choice, wasn't she?
She was. She was big, long time ago actually, but she's kind of stuck around, although she unfortunately hasn't. But yeah, she's still really popular, especially the Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. I think that's one of the ones she's most famous for.
She's so famous for that, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, because like, I mean, everyone knows that phrase, and I didn't know who Susan Jeffers was.
Okay.
Well, I didn't know the name, but I knew the phrase, and I knew the book, but I didn't associate it with her. So, so we've got Susan Jeffers in there, and I added this one, May I Be Frank. I love this documentary. So for me, it worked really well in about character. But basically, this movie, for anybody who hasn't seen it, is about a guy. Yeah, he's 54 years old, but he's really sick. He's living in America. I think it's probably New York or something like that. Anyway, he's like these typical kind of, is it San Francisco? He's like these typical kind of like you know, like Italian-y, mobby type guy, you know, American guys. And he's like, really, he was really super sick, and he's really overweight, and he was really down and out himself. And he just randomly walked into this vegan restaurant one day, true story, because it's documentary. And the restaurant had a question of the day. And the question of the day was that they asked him was, what's the one thing you want to do before you die? And he said, I want to fall in love again. But he said, no one will love me like this.
Oh.
So these people decided to just kind of take him under their wing and take care of him so he could love himself again. And they made a whole documentary about it. And I put this in for character because the ups and downs that it shows of, you know, how we battle with ourselves, you know, a lot of the time. But he was right. He said in the documentary, nobody is going to love me until I can love myself. So it was a journey of teaching him how to love himself, and the transformation in the end was remarkable.
How long was it over?
I don't know, it was a good chunk amount of time, maybe 6 months to a year. I think it was probably about a year. Oh yeah, it went over 42 days, but the documentary showed him like a year later and things like that, and he'd like repaired his relationship with his daughter. I think he was dating again. He'd lost loads of weight. He'd came off loads of drugs. He wasn't drinking anymore. You know, it's like a lot of like really inspirational things. And then Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, which we've just been talking about. So that's the famous book. What did you really take away from this book?
That you really need to get something that gives you that fire in your belly, that almost makes you feel like, I can't do it. But that's what's going to work. That's what's going to really excite you. And
the passion.
Yeah. And get you to really like, okay, I'm terrified, but that's why I need to do that. That's why it's going to work, because I'm so passionate about it. That's
so true. And that's why in the Think and Grow Rich book, and some of the people here will know that I study this a lot. It's right here, right now. But that is the first rule, is desire. You know, desire. You've got to have that passion, that desire.
But even when you're like, I can't do it, oh my God, it's too big, it's too scary, that's when you know it's the right thing. That's when you're like, I need to do this.
Yeah, if it doesn't make you afraid, like it's not worth doing, or something like that. Cool. So that's the book for character. And then we've got a quote in there from Susan Jeffers. As we start looking for the good, our focus automatically is taken off the bad. And it's so true.
But that falls into a lot of our other modules about the manifestation and the, you know, putting out what you want to receive. So it kind of pulls it all together, which I thought was nice.
And it's really interesting because we've had so many experts, you know, like weaved into these, and they're all technically teaching the same thing, but in a different way. You know, it's the same principles, it's the same universal laws, it's the same practices, just different ways of, you know, describing it, which
you resonate with different people, and there'll be someone that you're like, oh, I like them, but not for me. And then there'll be someone that's saying pretty much like you say the same thing, but you'll be like, I get them, I feel them.
Yeah, but also I think as well, you know, like some people relate more to males, some people relate more to females, you know, different life experiences. You know, like mums are going to relate more to other mothers than they would people who are single and things. So that's why we ended up doing so many.
It's the same with the whole dōTERRA thing. There are so many people in the world selling dōTERRA, but you will find your people and the people that resonate with you. So it still works.
We've got something super interesting coming up soon, which will help you do that. Okay, so then we are moving on to our note the date. So everyone should have their calendar and to the LRP. So this month,
I love the vanilla.
Yeah,
I've been using vanilla and everything in cakes. I've been baking with it. The cardamom has been in my diffuser a lot recently. It smells amazing.
Really?
It's not for everyone, but it's something. Yeah, I really like it.
Must smell quite earthy, you know, and
it's kind of got that earthy but almost spice to it. I can't describe it, but mixed with a citrus or something, it's really nice.
Cool. Green mandarin. Oh, Gina says I love vanilla too. Yummy in coffee. Yeah, you can imagine it in coffee and cocoa and
cocoa cakes. It's just amazing for cakes. You know, when you're like, I have no vanilla essence, you don't need it.
Yeah, I know. I'm like I love these oils for that reason, the convenience of them.
Yeah.
I could literally talk about the convenience of these oil all day.
The green mandarin's nice in the water as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And juniper berry.
It's nice in gin. Always back to the gin.
Not that we would know about that. Yeah, okay, lovely. So a nice little LRP order there. And some nice additions to the oils. We're up to quite a few now. I think we've got a really good stock of oils for everybody going on here now. And this definitely over these last 12 months as this has progressed, you know, and I've been going and looking back at all the other ones recently to sort of like start planning for next year. And it really is amazing how versatile and diverse these modules have come out as, and you know, the fact that it's really a brilliant start, like for initial kind of get started with dōTERRA. You know, I don't think there's anything else out there quite like it.
No, and the nice thing is it builds quite slowly.
Yeah.
So with regards to getting your oils, you start with your 10 and then you add a couple more and you start mixing those and playing with them, then add another couple more. So you're not too overwhelmed and there's steps along the way. And by the end of the year, you're going to go, wow, I have this most phenomenal toolkit of oils that I can do everything with.
Exactly. And if someone has followed the coaching side of things and they've been reading the books and watching the documentaries and things, they would have learned so much from this 12 module course. Okay, so then we've got our affirmations. So we've got a lot of character affirmations. We picked like keywords that we tried to have not covered in previous ones. You know, things like patience and responsibility, and we really wanted to kind of it to be like a self-care one, but also about really, you know, taking control of your life and you know, persisting with things and keep you moving forward, really build that character and within
a character that you feel comfortable with.
Yes,
a character that balances with your soul, with your desires, with everything, to get that kind of all-rounded balance.
Yeah, absolutely. Then we've got a lovely affirmation blend. So this is obviously something that you've been got into with the cardamom.
Love cardamom.
Cardamom, juniper berry and lime. Lovely. And obviously we've got our books, which we talked about the values book. Here we are, back down to here. Only one more left. And there's some useful links in there too, including the trailer of that May I Be Frank, that you find it very interesting. And then the book in there too. So moving on to the character book. So we've got whole, again, host of recipes. I had fun with this one because I did a kind of, it felt very fitting, like a body paint theme running throughout it. Because of the peacock and the colors, you know, the peacock is about, you know, like
showing yourself
up, presenting yourself to the world. So we've got our usual oils in here. This is something I'm definitely thinking about making into presentations for the next round. Got our natural body paint in there, pure human passion. So again, we've got our roller cards, our wild cards, all that good stuff like you would normally find in these books. And again, don't forget that you can go through and change these, make them your own, do whatever you like with them, change the names of the recipes if you want to.
Tie them in with your brand, change the names so they fit with your brand, add your logos. Yeah,
change the images if you don't like my body paint theme. To pick another theme that's more applicable. You can do everything with them, and don't forget you've got the Canva link, so you just nip into Canva and, you know, do your fixes, but it's all done for you. 54-page creation book there. So moving on from the creation book, we've got our affirmation meditation. So you've got the MP3 and MP4 files in there. So again, if you want to put these in your own members area, if you want to send them out on a link in an email, if you want
them in a class.
Put them on YouTube if you want, we don't mind. So anything like that. Inject them into a class, and then we've got our shareables as usual, so you can use these to promote the module, promote the dōTERRA for Life course, promote the mini book, that type of thing, to get sign-ups. Don't forget to do your LRP order, sending that out to people as a reminder before the 15th, all that good stuff there. So those are in there for you. So that is our character module. All done. And one more to go next month.
Social, fitting in with December, the party month.
Yes, so we strategically placed these 12 modules to kind of correspond with what you'll probably be up to. Yeah, correspond with life, to Terra for Life, around the seasons of life throughout the year.
Yeah, because December can be a great month for some, but some people, they would dread it. You know, it's a lot of social interaction. Yeah. So there's a lot of things in there to help and support.
Yeah, having to spend time with family and things like that, yes. You know.
But also hosting and stuff. So yeah, that's next month. Lots of exciting things.
Okay, so I'm going to stop screen sharing now, and we're going to go into the next thing. Actually, I'm going to save the best to last, but we'll talk about the next thing, which if you haven't seen it yet, is the money spa. This is something I was really inspired to do. It just came to me overnight. I woke up one morning and I just thought I need to put this out into the world. So many people have told me how much it's helped them and how inspired they feel and more optimistic and things like that from it. And basically I didn't know what to do, and I didn't really have a place for it. And I decided to just put it on a donation, pay what you want thing. So if you're interested in improving your relationship with money, this is definitely something to watch. And like I say, we've already had some really lovely feedback from people who have been doing it. So I put together the money spa as well, because I do have a financial background. Not that that's really anything relating to the manifestation of money, and the management of money is very, very different. But because I've kind of had the two backgrounds, money has always been something that's, you know, been heavy on my mind, I guess, because I worked in it for so long before I left the UK and started my virtual assistant business. And then I started switching into the manifestation of money. Whereas to me, it was always very rigid. You know, it was the banks and investments and loans and savings and mortgages and things like that. But I didn't realize it was very magical at the time. It's a very magical side of money. So your relationship with money is very, very important, because it's just like any other kind of relationship. If you have a partner and you're always putting that partner down and telling that partner they're not enough, and telling that partner they're not, you know, like there's never enough and there's lack, and they're causing you stress and they're causing you worry, that person isn't going to want to be around you. And everything is energetic, and money is the same. So if you want more money and to attract more money into your life, you have to be kinder to your money and to money in general. You have to talk about it better. You have to talk about it in a nice way, rather than be constantly, you know, negative about not having enough. You've got to be super grateful for what you do have. Gina said, not even kidding, 2 days after I started the program, I came into $4,000. Good God.
Wow.
That's amazing. I'm taking that as a testimonial, Gina. You've done it now. That is amazing. You have not been the first person that has told me they've come into significant money. I've come into significant money.
I've come into some money this last weekend.
Yeah. So it's so funny. It really, really does work. And it was such a humble project. I didn't know who needed it, but I knew people needed it, whoever it was. And I started it as this humble project, and I was just going to put it out there. And basically, yeah, it's just been amazing. You know, like the second day after someone said they did that money, the money treatment, then like $300 and something came out of nowhere, and I got $700 this week. And yeah, it's just bizarre. Like, but it's really, really amazing, because when you do play with money, and this is what it's about. This is about really playing, or learning how to play with money, and learning how to love money, and almost like however you want to see it, whether you want to become passionate about having more money so you can help more people, or whether you want to be more playful with it like a child. You've got to find that relationship, or treat money as if it's somebody or something you love, you know, and not many people understand that concept, because most of the world is very negative about it.
Yeah, the price of this has gone up and I don't have enough and I've got another bill, and
you know, and I think even more so since COVID and since, you know, all that's been happening. And
well, how many people say money's the root of all evil?
Yeah, I know.
No,
but but apparently that was a misinterpreted statement somewhere. I think, was it a religious book or a holy book? But apparently it was the love of money is the root of all evil, but not in a but the love of money like greedy. You know that. But to love money is not it. To love money will bring more money to you, and you'll be able to then distribute more money into the world. Everything is energy. Money is constantly moving.
Yeah, you can't eat it, you can't drink it, you can't sleep on it. You know, it's not something we can physically use in a sense. And it's an exchange.
Exactly. And the amount of times I've, you know, thinking to myself, God, I really need to get some money in, and you know, like, and suddenly I wake up in the morning and I check my emails, and you know, like, money's just come in. You think, where did that come from? So many people are really set on, I have to do X, Y, and Z, and that's where my money is going to come from. And by doing that and restricting yourself that way, you're going to block, you know, a lot of other things. So we put inside here, I took the abundance oils and the financial oils out of the dōTERRA for Life and put those in here. I usually ylang ylang a lot for mine, and I was telling Hannah the other day about how now when I open my purse, because it stinks of ylang ylang, I register that I did it for abundance. You know, I did this for abundance, and now I open my wallet and I automatically think abundance. Like, it's a very powerful you know, smelling and scents, and associating a smell with something is a very, very powerful way of reprogramming your brain to go into autopilot over things. And you can do it pretty much with anything. Sort of one example, but I won't share it. It's because I put these oils on my face and my husband really doesn't like them. And I keep thinking about you know, like when I put this frankincense in my cream and I'm like, he won't kiss me tonight.
Give me more.
I'm repelling my own husband with stuff. No, but with the money, I'm thinking very, very lovely things.
So you could change that. You could put it on your face and spend some lovely time with him. He would associate that smell with lovely times.
He might. It would take a while, I think, but he might. So we've got all the lessons in there. These are my key takeaway lessons from things that have happened and occurred in my life, and things that have really worked very, very well for me. And I've talked about these things. You know, somebody asked me to, when they heard my story, they asked me to go to India and speak about this publicly. And it's just really extraordinary how money works and how magical it can be. And we need to really be responsible for our own financial situations, because we have created them. When I'm feeling lack, I know I've created that feeling of lack. When I'm feeling abundant, I know I've created that feeling of abundance. You know, we all have our ups and downs, although unless you're independently wealthy, you never have to worry about money again. You know, that would be lovely. But it takes a lot of working that money muscle to get there, to be honest with you. But if you devote yourself to it, it will happen. So all of these are really, really good lessons in there. And then we've got some reminders and some number readings, liquid support, which obviously is the oils. And then we talk about distractions, and, you know, using the playlist and things like that to snap yourself out. I always use music to snap myself out of negative thought patterns. I like, just put some music on, it'll pass. And this was a pay whatever you can afford. So donate. The minimum donation for instant access is £5. Okay, but if you've only got £1, believe me, it's the best investment you've ever made. Look, Gina's super happy. We'll use Gina as testimony now to this program. Yeah, so just invest what you can, whatever you can. And really, it really does work. So if you want to check out just with £1 or less, or more, if you feel like this is worth more than £111, which is the price I kind of put on it, then feel free to send that. And like I say, I wanted to put a price on it because nobody ever really invest themselves into anything unless they've invested their money into it. You know, like if you get a free course, you think, oh, it's a free course, I'll do that later or something like that. But if you pay for a course, you're dead on it, right?
Yeah.
You know, so because you've invested in it. So always it's a good idea to at least contribute something towards your future self. Okay, so that's the Money Spa. It's at allmeupbaby.com/money spa, and there have been several instances already from the purchases that have been made where it has literally manifested money in very short periods of time for the people who, like I say, don't feel like it's work, but play with it, have fun with it, feel inspired by it, you know, like don't, you know, like with affirmations and things like that, or listening to paraliminals, listening to anything really, or I put a subliminal in there, and I will keep adding to this, so it's going to be the gift that keeps on giving. And we've got some crystal stuff to go in there too, which we'll be adding next week. So we're going to keep peppering stuff into this. It's going to keep giving, and anytime we find anything that we think is going to be helpful for you, we'll add that in. So do check out the Money Spa. Now I've got something super exciting to show you, like super exciting, and this is all linked to the training that's coming up. Anna said it did work with me, even though I did not really understand why I got different numbers. Can you explain? Tell me what you mean by that, because I'm not quite sure about the question. Are you talking about the numbers from the initial readings? This is just to kind of like, this card reading here was, I pulled these cards and I based them on the numerical numbers of the amounts. And it was basically whoever was drawn to the amount, that's what you would have had to pay. Or alternatively, if you only had the minimum amount, that's fine too. But I don't understand the question in terms of the numbers, Anna. If you want to jump on and unmute and ask, that's fine too.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Anna.
Yeah, I kept getting, I invested £5 and I kept getting numbers. Like when I was reading the cards, I read the cards up to 55. It kept coming up. Like I thought I was only going to get one card, but the cards I kept reading. It was kind of strange. I thought if I put £5, I would only get a card to read the £5, the card.
No, I put all of them in there so people could see, like, if they've got 5. See, the thing is as well, I did it for 2 reasons actually. So first of all, you might have only paid £5 because you felt that's what you wanted to invest in it, but maybe you felt drawn to 55. Now, if you felt drawn to 55, that was going to be your message for you, but you wouldn't have known it had I only put the £5 one in. So that's why I put all of the numbers in. So even if you only paid £5, if you were drawn to any other numbers, you could still get the meanings in the back end.
Okay, and so I also had to ask myself a question before I read the card. Like there was a question that you have to, like in my mind, I had a question about money.
Okay, no, we will probably be doing readings on the Virtual Miss Friday group, where I will be doing business and financial readings. Heather and some of my other friends have been taking part in my readings for me to work my muscles on that before I go public with them. But we will start doing actual card readings as part of the community and then the group. So if you've got questions, are you talking about, you're talking about when we posted in the Facebook group?
Yes, right.
I did it just one day in there, and it was
there.
It was something separate. That was something separate from the
okay then, yeah. Thank you.
Bye. Okay, so we'll move on to the final thing that I want to talk about today. And I think you guys are going to be impressed. And I really would like your feedback on this as to what you think. So I will be teaching you guys how to do something I consider pretty cool. So a lot of the issues that people face when doing dōTERRA online is that they always feel like they're at a disadvantage because they're not making that like connection with people. And obviously there's Zoom and things like that, but you don't feel like it's a lot of people don't feel like it's a real business because they don't have a shop or a premises, and they're kind of doing it from a computer, and then you've got different kind of Zoom calls and things like that going on. So I've created something for you, which I think you'll like. And I'm going to present it to you now. And this is something that we're going to be teaching in the course that's coming up in Cultivate. I'm probably going to put this in Cultivate. So I'm just going to share my screen again with you, and you can see what's going on. So I'm going to teach you guys how to create one of these areas for your dōTERRA business. Okay, so come in. Where's my screen share gone? There we go. So this is mine and Heather's area for All Me Up Baby, and basically what we've done is we have created a virtual reception room for people to interact with us about the TERRA business. I didn't see Cultivate yet. Is it ready yet? No, it's not ready yet because this is the last piece that I have to add. And it really just came, like I was asked to do something with this company who allowed me to use this software to be able to create these rooms. And it's been delayed and delayed because of this last piece of this puzzle, which I now have. And I now just need to finish off the module inside All Me Up Baby, but it should be done within the next couple of weeks. So watch out for that, but we're going to be starting to promote it now. So this is something you're going to learn how to do yourself. So basically what you do is you share your link. So we've got All Me Up Baby is the link here. And then we're going to click here, and we're going to be able to come in and sit ourselves down in one of these seats. Now I'll show you see that there is a chat room. We also have a mic in here and a camera in here, so you can use this as an alternative to Zoom. And we've put in just some basic kind of ideas of things if you're working with people. Actually, Gina, I was thinking about your lunch and learn stuff. This is a great lunch and learn area. But if you're working with people online, it kind of allows people to come in and drop in and see you. You can also set up meetings. You can have scheduled meetings. You can teach classes. You can do webinars. You can do one-on-one consultations. So I'm going to take you on a little virtual tour around our reception for All Me Up Baby. So welcome to All Me Up Baby's reception. If you go over here, we start on the left-hand side. What you can do is you can come in here and click on the video room. So we've got video things in there, which are basically people can come in and sit down. You know, I wish I bought a drink on.
No.
People can come in and sit down and they can watch videos. So you can have videos inside this room, you can have playlists inside this room, anything you want. If you wanted this as like an affirmation room, if you're doing it just for the TERRA for Life, you can do that. You've got a chat room in here, and people can come and sit down, click on one of these circles, sit down, they can play around in this room, watch some videos. You could do a little mini course in here. You could do evergreen videos in here, whatever you want. So this is our dōTERRA Basics training room. And all I've done here is embedded our dōTERRA Basics video series in. So like if we want to say to people, okay, go and check out dōTERRA Basics in our training room, people can come in and just go into our training room. So this is a really great interactive kind of virtual hub for you to work with people online.
Sorry, I'm new to this. If there's more than one person in the room, can they interact with each other?
Absolutely. So they can turn on their camera, they can turn on their mic if they want to. You can also stop these permissions if you want to. But if you want to keep them, people can just come in here. It's like a drop-in center. You can drop in, you can watch the videos, you can interact with other people, you can use the chat. Chat is a static thing that will always be there. We'll move the chat around too as well.
But you can turn that off as well.
Yeah,
not
and
the chat, the interactive part.
Yeah, you can turn off the interactive part if you want to. So, but if people want to go on camera, they can. So like you see, I can, we just turn the camera on in the left-hand side, and you know, we can turn that off as well, and also interact and talk with each other. So this is our training room. This is just one idea that I had of how you could potentially use this to interact with your customers. So the second one I'll share with you is our meeting room. So I'm coming in here right now with my reception, and let's say I want to go and I want to have a consultation with me or with Heather. So you can go in the consulting room. Obviously you would, unless we had this open on screen, and you guys can have it open on screen if you wanted to do drop-in consultations, you know, like just share the link on the fly and say I'm in my consultation room right now if you want to come and join me. You know, if you're on social media or something like that. This also might be good for you, Hannah, for your friendship calls and things like that, you know, to have like a drop-in room. But basically the other person would come in here and they would sit themselves down on the chair opposite, and you can put any images you want in here. So you can advertise dōTERRA products, you can put pictures of yourself in, obviously. You can put videos in here. So I'm going to put a video on the main reception to kind of guide people through what to do and stuff like that. But this is our one-on-one consultation and meeting.
But if you wanted people to sign up, you could have a little video in there of the sign-up process of how to become a dōTERRA member. Yeah. And you could have all the steps through. Yeah,
absolutely. So you can have like a room. I mean, I was thinking of all these different rooms you could have. You could have a room dedicated to the Home Essentials kit. Just put all videos in there about the Home Essentials. Have a place in there where people can sign up for this Home Essentials kit, or book a consultation or something like that. It's just a really good interactive room.
Have a cocktail bar in there. Go on and get your videos to make your cocktails.
Yeah, you can have all different backgrounds you want. So we should literally set up a cocktail bar.
We should.
I'm going to do that. Okay, well, you'll be able to see next time the cocktail bar that I'm going to set up in there. Okay, so let's say we've finished interacting in here now. We've finished with our one-on-one meeting, and maybe I don't want to leave yet. So I'll go back to the reception, and then maybe it's time to go to a class. So if I know that there's classes hosting, you can literally say to people, join, you know, go to the link and then join our classroom at so-and-so time at so-and-so a day. All people have to do for this, they don't need to install anything or anything. They just click your link, put their name in, and just click on an avatar photo or put their own photo in, and they're in. So there's nothing to download. It's super easy. Even if people are technophobes, they'll be able to do this.
But it's nice because sometimes you go to log into something and like the download needs updating. You're like, but I need to start now.
Yeah.
So yeah, none of that.
Yeah, no. So you can just come in here and click. So we'll go into our classroom now. So this is another idea I had. If you're doing like dōTERRA for life and you're doing coaching calls every month, you could do, you know, come in here and do classes, and you can change the layouts, you can change the backgrounds. I've put me and Heather up here. So like if maybe Heather was logged in on her computer, she can come in on the other side. We could also put like a welcome video in here or something like that auto plays when it loads, that maybe says, you know, like, welcome to the room, we're going to get started at so-and-so time, whatever. And you can add more seats. So all of these circles represent a seat that someone can come in and pick and sit in. As you can see,
you can do a welcome video like our next classes and have a list of classes so people come in and be like, oh, I'm going to come back for that class.
Yeah, exactly. So there's lots of potential here. Or you can say, like in our meetup room, you know, like I was thinking to myself, how do we make sure people know when we have our meetups more frequently, you know, if they're not kind of logged into the members area. But on our meetup, I put every month on the 30th, 7 p.m. Egypt time. So if people want to come in here and go to our meetups, which we will start doing, by the way, very soon. We're going to skip Zoom and we'll start using our room here. You can come in here and click on the meetup, and then again, I've just set up another room. So once you're in the meetup room, again, it's a different vibe, it's a different atmosphere. I mean, I've just loaded this in, but I think we can get something more dōTERRA up there or more fun. Maybe our meetup should be in the cocktail We can have a meetup bar, cocktail bar. I'm definitely going to have a good play around with that. So again, you can have videos in here. You can have a video that plays when people, you know, land or when people go in. And again, you can share gifts. You can do pretty much anything. Have a chat. The links are hyperlinked in the chat. Move the chat around if you want to. And again, if you want to get back to where you're going, then you can, also you can click all rooms, and then you'll see all the rooms inside your virtual office space. So we've got consulting room, the meetup room, the training room, and the coaching room for TERRA For Life. And then we've got our reception. So again, we can just go back to reception here. So
there's no snooty receptionist like when you go to the doctor's surgery or the dentist surgery.
No, absolutely. And I'm gonna put a video maybe up here that just introduces the reception. You can have a video that's kind of welcoming people, saying welcome to our, welcome to All Me Up Baby. If you are here for a consultation, just click on the consultation room. If you're here for a class, click on the classroom. If you're here for our monthly meetup, click on the meetup. And if you're here to just review our training or our basics training and you're getting started with the TERRA, then go into our viewing room. And again, you can have anything. So like I say, like you'd have a home essentials room, you can have genre rooms, a room for teachers, a room for any other genre that you want to work with. You could have rooms dedicated to groups of oils. I was thinking you could literally create one of these just for the TERRA For Life. So you can have different breakout rooms, like if you want
even one for each module. So when you're working this module, these people will come to this one, these people are on this module.
Yeah.
Depending if you've got people staggered throughout the course.
Yeah. So if you create something like this for the TERRA For Life, for the TERRA For Life course, like you can have a finance room and a career room, and everyone can have like their different chats and their different meets and things. You can have it like a co-work. It's essentially a co-working space, like you can just leave it open on your screen. This is what I'm intending to do in one of my other businesses, is I will have a community where I will just kind of leave this open on my screen, and on co-working day, if people want to come and drop in, they'll know that I'm there between certain hours, and they can come and ask things and pose questions and stuff like that. So I'm using this to essentially start a new community project or a community building project. But literally you can use it for any type of business. I mean, you can apply this method for any type of business. I'm going to be showing you guys how to make one for your TERRA business, and it just, for me, it just makes it feel like, I don't know, it just makes it feel like more together,
But the good thing is a lot of people, they've intertwined TERRA into their other businesses, so they can have rooms for the different aspects of their business.
Exactly. So if you have another aspect of your business, you can have a room, you could have like maybe a meditation room or something like that. And
an affirmation room.
Yes, and you can also have audios playing, that you can have like a playlist, and people can come into the room and click the songs on that playlist or the affirmations on that playlist. So if you're doing it to TERRA For Life, you have the affirmation room, you can go in and say, right, I'm going to do an affirmation meditation. You go into the room, which you set up like a viewing room, and you say like, I'm like choose an affirmation meditation. I want to do a finance meditation, or like anything. So it's a beautiful way to really frame your TERRA business, but any type of business. I mean, this could work in any situation. If you're a photographer or something like that, you could, or an artist, you could have a gallery room. You can showcase your work. Because obviously when you go into these different rooms, like let's say, for example, we go into our consultation room, anything that you put in there, the images, you can click on them and they can go big. So if you are displaying photography, you could have like literally a gallery, a whole wall of, art and photography. And then if you're an artist, you can, I know these people, was it you said people put oils in paints and things like that?
Yes.
Okay.
For the art therapy. So
okay, well,
oils in.
Let's say you do art therapy with oils, and you have this gallery, and you can have a consultation room about what oils go in paints, or like what oils you've used in your paintings, and people can come in and pick one, and you could probably make a sale or something like that. You could do it could be used for summits, have breakout rooms with different experts in there who, you know, like could speak about different things or different topics. There's just so many things you can do. I mean, we're using it right now for our dōTERRA business, but you can pretty much do anything you want. It's a great replacement to webinar software and you know, like to Zoom. Like, I think Zoom's been done to death, you know, it's great, it serves a purpose and things like that. But I've noticed a lot of problems with Zoom myself recently, and I just think, oh, it's time for a change.
Especially when you want to go bigger.
Yeah,
you're limited, and the cost
exactly. The more you do on Zoom, like the more you get into like webinar platforms, you know, like, I mean, we can have a couple of hundred people in here if we want to. We can have 600 people in there if we want to, you know. So it's really, really a good way to kind of scale up and to kind of do your classes, but have everything in one place.
How professional does that look?
It looks so good.
In one place.
Yeah, it looks so good. It really, really does. I was really impressed with myself building it, you know, like, and I was just like, oh, I could do that, I could do that. So I'm super excited to be teaching how to make one of these yourself for yourself. Gina's been looking at alternatives to Zoom. Hannah says, can you still have a video meeting consult with clients, not just a photo or avatar? Yeah, absolutely. So you can come in, you can actually, when you're hosting, you can pop the video out and you can make it yours. You can make it big too. So like, I'm going to click on circle cam here. So I've restricted this room just to the circle cam. Ooh. But you can also have a full-size camera. Let me see if I can go and do that in the other room. No, it's all circle cam because I'm logged in as a guest. Let me see if I can show you. It's going to stop sharing. And I'll see if I can show you what it looks like if you're logging in as the host. So anyone can turn on the circle cam, and obviously I think they restrict it to the small circle, because obviously if everyone was trying to do their full screen camera,
fighting over each other.
I don't know how well that would work, to be honest with you. But I'm going to go in here now and try and demonstrate. Okay, I can do it from here. Okay. This one. Okay, so here I'm logged in now as like the owner or the host. You can actually do full cam in here. Yay. So I don't know whether you guys can see this now, but it's come up much bigger. So this is great. Like if you're presenting in the classroom, for example, and you're inside the classroom and you want to be large front and center, you know, and have all your little circly people around you, you know, you can do that, which I think is quite nice. Like, for example, we can try this in the classroom, which is the idea I initially had for it, of keeping the space open in the middle. But like, we can go in here and put the camera on, and then you can kind of like pull yourself up here and present however you want with the actual full size camera. You can also go full size. You can also do screen share as well. So obviously it's got all the normal things. You can share your screen. There's got whiteboards and things in there if you want to do the class. You can play YouTube videos if you're doing a presentation, for example. Like I've injected into dōTERRA for Life, you can inject the affirmation video or something in there. So like, let's say for example you wanted to do the dōTERRA for Life module presentation, and then you wanted to do the affirmation online, you can just come in here and play a YouTube video and then go back. You can also share files as well, which I really like. Yeah, so like if you've got a PDF, mini book, creation book or something, PDF that you want to share, you can send people a file in the room as well. And obviously you can share the room link, so that's pretty cool. But you've got your mic, you've got your circle cam, and you've got your normal camera, and then you've got the sharing. It also obviously does screen recording. It would be pretty useless if it didn't do that. And you can also see who your attendees are in there as well. You can also turn off all of their mics. You can turn off all of their cameras if you want to.
Mute all.
Yes. Goodbye. Do not want to see you. So you've got full control over it, as you normally would. Okay. This is housed on a website. No, it's like an independent link, but you can have your own link. And yes, it can integrate with Calendly. So if you're doing it with Calendly, you would do, it doesn't integrate like Zoom, where it kind of connects it and creates the link. You will create a link for your consultation. So you'll have like consultation room or something like that. And then that link you will put inside the custom area of the Calendly. So when people book the appointment in Calendly, they will get sent the link to the actual meeting rooms, and it will just be like, turn up at this time and this day. So you can create independent links for as many meetings as you want. But obviously, if you want to just have one meeting room, like, you know, we've set up, then you can use the same link, but obviously it will schedule it at different times. So, and you can also restrict it to only one person going in the room at any one time, one guest. So you won't have people accidentally going to the room and like jumping in on a consultation or something like that. That would be bad. Okay, so I'm just gonna stop sharing screen here. So that's something that's coming up in the training. I think it's really amazing. I really love it, and I think there's so many possibilities, and it's so customizable in terms of what you want to do with the rooms. You know, like, let's say for example, somebody like Gina, you could have a yoga room if you wanted to do like yoga video tutorials or something like that, you know,
an online class. Yeah,
or an online class. So you know, like, you can customize it to anything you want. Yeah, just that'd be also really weird. So if you have like yoga videos that you recorded, you can have like a yoga room, like people can go in there. So like, and also I like it like when you're hosting, for example, you know, webinars and things like that, or you're doing a workshop, for example. This is great for workshops because you can have these breakout rooms, you know, like you can have like, you know, we're on an hour lunch break at 1 o'clock, but you can go and visit the social club rooms, and we've got a room on this topic and a room on this topic, you know. So if you're doing like a dōTERRA summit, I'm getting lofty ideas here now. If you're doing a dōTERRA summit, you know, and you want to teach people about the oils, you can have a room maybe with an expert with oils for dogs or something like that. So you can bring together all the TERRA people who have got different niches and things like that, and just kind of have like breakout rooms with these different people, you know, like during a summit or something like that. So I think it's really awesome, and I'm super excited to be able to show you how to create one of these. I had a lot of fun creating it as well. Normally I find these things quite frustrating, you know, and I've got to learn something, but it's really actually not that difficult to create them. You just need a little bit of patience. It's good I had that character, but yeah, a little bit of patience. But hopefully I'll be able to, you know, when you get like, I'll be able to break it down, you know, for you guys to kind of like make it really sort of bite-sized and to kind of create something similar to what we created with our room. But that's definitely going to evolve and change. But I just kind of wanted to give you a heads up of something that's coming up in the training. Okay, guys, so I think we are pretty much on the top of the hour. Does anybody have any questions or anything they would like to ask or talk about? No. Okay, so thank you so much for your hospitality. You're welcome. Thank you, Gina. She was great info as usual. We really enjoyed being here. The nights are drawing in. Our clocks went back. It's super dark here now, quite early, but hopefully our dōTERRA resources will bring you a little bit of cheer throughout your darker evenings. Okay, take care, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye.